Good morning and welcome to the Dream Team Tonic Deadline stream. It's just myself at the minute, but Tony is going to be joining us in around 10 minutes. He's just running a little bit late. So game week 31, double game week. We've got teams playing their second leg in Europe, and then we've got Premier League double for Newcastle and Palace this week. So all going on. Before we start, drop a like on the video if you haven't already. Let's try and get up to about 100 likes. I reckon that's a nice round number we can target. We're going to take a few questions first from our YouTube channel members, our Patreon members, and then we'll get stuck into all of the rest. So if you are interested as well in becoming a Patreon member or YouTube channel member, there's a link in the description below, or there is a join button. You get access to our Discord as well via both of those. So let's go over to the Patreon ones first. So we've got Nad Gill, good morning. So he's joint first in his cash mini league. Any suggestions for a differential team below? So Allison, Munoz, Vardiol, Gabriel. Oh, so you got Gabriel needs to come out there. Palmer, Asensio, Rogers, Bruno, and the strikers are Salah, Rashford, Isak. It's hard to know differentials in like mini leagues without sort of knowing who your rivals have got, but I think Eze would be quite a nice differential for this game week. He's got double this week, double next week. I've just seen no difference in the teams. He's got it at the end there. Digne, Eze, and Erdegaard. Well, that's a shame. Asensio, Rogers, Rashford. So you got your triple Villa. Try and target Southampton, I guess. That's tough because I wouldn't want to take out any of your mids there or attackers for this game week. Mateta, he's not got Mateta. He could be a nice differential up top. And do you think maybe Rashford will only play the one game in PSG? Could be a differential up top, possibly. I've seen a few guys interested in Watkins as well, although I think I prefer Mateta to Watkins this week. But you've got to sort that defender out as well. And I don't really think that a differential defender is great. I think I'd probably just go for another Arsenal there because you've got Gabriel who's injured. So I'd like Timber, but I think Saliba is probably the safer one for this week. So if he's not got an Arsenal defence, I think you could maybe catch an edge there. But yeah, it's a hard week for it. So I don't think you're going to want to take out any of your sort of mids or strikers there. Nad, Lee Doc, Raya, Virgil, Porro, Vardiol, Saka, Bruno, Asensio, Rogers, Eze, Salah, Solanke. I'm looking at doing Solanke to Isak and Eze to Palmer. Eze to Palmer. I wouldn't be taking Eze out for Palmer this week. I was considering possibly taking him out myself. I think I am going to keep him one more week. I see the appeal of it being Ipswich, but he's been shocking, Palmer, over the last few game weeks. Was it 12 or 13 games now without a goal for Palmer? And Maresca in his minutes are all over the place. You know Eze's going to get 2. I don't think Palmer's going to start that second game. So Solanke to Isak, yes. But I'd leave Eze in there. I wouldn't be bringing Palmer in specifically for this week now. Maybe Virgil van Dijk you could move to a double-in defender instead, Lee. But yeah, I don't like taking Eze out for Palmer this week. Eze's quite reliable, I think. Let's have a look at some YouTube channel member ones. So we've got Steve here. Would you go Livramento or Trippier for this game week? I do think it's quite close out of the two. Obviously, Trippier's got the set pieces, hasn't he? I worry a little bit about Trippier being able to play twice a week. Maybe I'm being a little bit ageist there. He's getting on, and he's getting on a little bit. He's come through these recent doubles fairly okay, hasn't he? So set pieces, 7, 6, 7, 11. But then there's a big price difference as well. I do think I prefer Trippier as like a point scoring asset, but the price of Livramento is quite nice if you need budget. So Livramento is only 2 point something, isn't he? 2.9 for Livramento. I'd go Trippier if you're not worried about the money, but I'm a little bit concerned about him playing twice a week and not getting injured. Steve. Oh, he's going for a Salah to Isak as well. Neto for Tielemans. I don't mind it. I might have to change up the poll in a bit because the current poll is captaincy poll again, and it's a little bit of a landslide. We're on 88% Isak cap. 8% Bruno, 2% Eze, and just 3% someone else. So maybe we'll swap that to who's best to remove for Isak, because that seems to be quite a common question this week. I'm a bit worried about taking Salah out, to be honest. Morning, Josh. Would you take out Alanga and Salah for both Rodgers and Isak, or would you take Alanga and Virgil van Dijk out for a defender and one of Isak and Rodgers? Yeah, I don't like taking Salah out. I know it is just a single game week, and he's been off the boil for, is it like 4 games now? Possibly even longer if you want to throw Southampton into the mix, where he did score twice, but he didn't exactly look great. They were both penalties. I don't know. It's like a soft factor, but I do think Salah, new contract signed. It's at Anfield. He's had a good previous record against West Ham, and then he's got Leicester the week after. I'm guessing it might be a struggle budget-wise to bring Isak in for Alanga and then change Virgil van Dijk to a defender. Let me know if that works. I'm guessing that might be a bit of a struggle on budget, but yeah, I would rather have, I think, Salah than Rodgers for this game week. I'm a bit concerned Rodgers might not start too. Obviously, ideal world, you would have him, but yeah, I think I'd rather change the defender. Maybe Virgil van Dijk to an Arsenal defender, or someone like a Dalot, Porro, Spence, maybe, that you think could play twice, and then get Isak in as the priority, I think. Michael Hodson took Vardiol out for Munoz. I like Vardiol for this week, but I would say Munoz is better with the 2 fixtures. Who would you take out of Marmoush and Palmer for Isak? It's tough because I would want Marmoush for next game week, but I do think that Palmer Ipswich is probably better than Marmoush Palace. It's just a single, isn't it, for Marmoush? But Marmoush is in such good form at the moment as well. I'm assuming he's going to take the pens with Haaland out, and he's taking set pieces of free kicks and stuff as well. It depends. If you've got other moves that are booked in for later and it's going to be hard to get Marmoush back, then I'd keep Marmoush, but I like Marmoush for next week. If you can keep Palmer this week, take Marmoush out for Isak, and then swap it the other way, Palmer to Marmoush next week, then I quite like that, as long as that works for your formation, Michael. All right, let's take it from the top. Philip, due to European strikers not doing anything, would you consider captaining a defender? Not really. No, and just because a striker's not done anything the week before doesn't mean that they're not going to do anything this week either. The thing is, you're picking out there Porro 18 points and Reece James 20 points, but how likely do you think it is that Porro's going to get another 18 points and James is going to get another 20 points? Because the week before, Porro got a did not play and a 0-pointer. So it's like, which one do you want to go with? Do you want to go with his high score, or do you want to go with him on a bad day? I wouldn't do it. I don't think captaining a defender's reliable, to be honest, especially not one like Porro or Reece James, to be honest. I've seen a lot about Reece James. People are interested. So 9 points against Legia Warsaw, 58 minutes, and then 77 minutes against Brentford. That is good for Reece James, isn't it, really, minutes-wise? But I mean, he's still being managed within that, isn't he? But playing in midfield too, maybe he's a good pick, but no, don't captain him, mate. He's a worry, isn't he, when it comes to being reliable for minutes, starts, and just staying on the pitch. So maybe he's an option to bring in as a player, but don't captain him, Philip. There's great captaincy picks this week. I still think anyone on that list, I think Isak is the standout captain, in my opinion, this week. 87% of people, I guess, are agreeing, but Bruno Fernandes, 8%, is still really reliable. Even Eze, I'd go for either of those ahead of those 2 defenders. Morning, Miss Noopy, taking out Palmer as it stands. I don't hate it. I really don't think he's going to play that European match now that they're 3-0 ahead, and God knows what Maresca's doing with his minutes. So, yeah, I don't mind it. But Ipswich at home, Billy Symes, morning, gents, or gent for now. So Gabriel has to go, and I'm currently thinking Saliba to come in. Want to bring in Isak, but who goes out of Asensio, Palmer, Rashford? I don't have the answer for this. Well, the first one actually. Sorry, I quite like the Gabriel to Saliba move. Now, I would rather have Timber if I knew he was going to start Brentford, but Timber just keeps going down with cramp and getting knocks and stuff, and he seems like the one we've got to protect. If I was going to pick the Arsenal back line for this week, it's probably going to be Ben White, Saliba, Kivior, and then left back. I think Skelly needs a rest, so it's probably going to be like Zinchenko or Tierney. So I think Saliba's probably safe. Keep the two centre backs together. So I think Saliba's fine. But this is going to be the question that a lot of people are facing at the moment. Who do you bring Isak in for? Asensio, Palmer, or Rashford? So I'm looking at it as Asensio would play Southampton, and I'm not certain on PSG. Palmer will play Ipswich, but I'm not confident on the second fixture that will play. And then Rashford, this is the tricky one that I've been thinking through because I'm not so sure that Rashford starts Southampton, and that's the game you want him for, isn't it? He didn't do great against PSG the last time round. Maybe they swap it round, but it seemed like Watkins played the Prem game, Rashford played Europe. They could always swap it, but if we're predicting it, Watkins starts again, Southampton. I think Marlon probably starts. I think Asensio probably starts, and then I think it's that left wing position. Could be Rashford, could be Rodgers, could go there, could be Ramsey. So yeah, I think by default I would lean Rashford out to Isak, but I know it is horrible to take him out ahead of a double and one where he could still start Southampton. So I'd go Rashford. I think that's why I'm gonna go as well. But the only other way I look at it as well is that Palmer's ownership is much higher than Rashford's, so it would be a little bit less painful if it did go bad. Brett, to get Isak in, I have to take Salah or Saka out. So two other options compared to the last two. If the last two apply to your team, then fair enough. I don't think Saka starts two this week. I know Salah gets 90. I think Salah outscores Saka this week, if I had to guess, personally, even with the single. But I think you're going to want both next week. So if you can make that work, maybe take Saka out and hope that he doesn't start Brentford and just gets Real Madrid. 9 points this week from the Real Madrid game. I think you could probably live with that if you did transfer it out and it happened again. Palmer or Saka out for Isak. It's just really hard because of that Ipswich fixture. Again, it depends on your future plans. Like if you can just, nothing else wrong with your team and you can have Palmer this week, swap him for Saka for next week, because I think you really will want Saka for next week. If you can do that, then maybe have Palmer this week. But if you just need to have your team set out for the long term, I'd probably just keep Saka, get Palmer out. Morning, Luke. Right. Thinking of Trossard and Nwaneri out for Mateta and Sarr. Yeah, I think I had your comment on YouTube, didn't I? And I said Mateta and Eze, but I don't think you could have afforded it. So I don't mind if you want to go for Sarr. I think he'll start too. Maybe Jacob Murphy could work as well. Maybe similar sort of price, but I still think Sarr is a good pick. You've got back-to-back doubles out of him. So yeah, I don't mind that. That's fine. Ryan, Garnacho and Rashford out for Isak, captain and Eze. Yeah, I like that. Keeping Palmer one more week. I think that looks good. Mickey Burns, current team. I've just got it up on screen, save reading all these out. Shit or bust time for me, looking for two total differentials. Again, like it depends if you're playing against the overall leaderboards or you're playing against a mini league. Kirkes. So if you're looking for a differential, you don't want to fall too far behind still. I know people want to go different and get differentials, but you also don't want to leave out like key players and fall even further behind. So I still think like Solanke to Isak will probably pay off more points. I still probably would take out Kirkes for a doubling defender. You could get the likes of Dallo, you could get Porro in, you could get Saliba in. Yeah, it doesn't. The differential doesn't. A differential could be sort of like two Arsenal defenders over your mini league, depending on who everyone else has got. It's hard to know, to be honest. I quite like Eze. I still think his ownership is not massive. Or even Mateta up top. I think they'll be a bit more lowly owned. Ownership to 1K. Yeah, Eze 27%. Mateta's not even showing on the list, so Mateta still would be a nice differential potentially. Playing twice. Maybe you want to put the captaincy on a differential cap. Still get Isak in and maybe get Eze in, cap him, or cap Bruno if he's lowly capped this week. Go for a differential that way. Kai Morgan. This is a similar one, isn't it? Son/Palmer for Isak, Vardell for Saliba. Yeah, no arguments. I think that's fine. Reese sells out for Raya, Doku for Rogers. Yeah, I think that's fine. Timber, Munoz, Williams, Eze, Doku, Saka, Rashford. Yeah, no arguments. Morning, Pickles and Brie. Decided to take Palmer and Virgil out for Isak and Munoz. Keeping Saka to save a transfer next week. Yeah, I think that's going to be the thing. If you're considering maybe taking Saka out, I do think you 100% want him for next week. That double next week looks really nice for Arsenal. Ipswich and Crystal Palace. And then there's game week 33. Touch wood if we get through to the semi. Would be put into game week 33 Real Madrid, but there's still a pretty big gap between that because Arsenal won't have a weekend fixture that week. So I don't think you have to worry too much about rotation then. So yeah, I think that's fine. She says, they say enjoy the Palmer haul though. You do get that feeling whoever you take out this week is going to be one that goes off. That's the only downside because there's so many good fixtures out there. Philip Munoz's next 3 away games are horrendous. They are, but he just keeps scoring points, doesn't he? Like in these big games, he still does really, really well. Like 13 points away at Man United, 13 points away at Fulham. It's pretty tough. 8-pointer against Chelsea. He got 8 points last time he played City. 15 points against Newcastle. Spurs 10-pointer. Yeah, I just think Munoz, it's not relying on the clean sheet points, so I think he's a really good pick still. Morning Drizzle, morning Philip. Do I take Salah out for a doubler? I think we covered it this week. I think they've got to be a real true doubler first, and I think that's quite hard to come by. We saw last week, and then West Ham home, Leicester the week after. Double points anyway, innit? Morning GB Fantasy Football. Noticed started a YouTube page himself as well, so go and check that one out. Keep Erdegaard with a double or keep Palmer. Erdegaard with a double. Keep Palmer. I don't know if Erdegaard's going to get a rest or not. He was rested for the last Everton match, wasn't he? But is that enough? Maybe he gets reduced minutes. Maybe keep Erdegaard. I think maybe keep Erdegaard. I know the Palmer fixture against Ipswich is nice, isn't it? But I don't think he starts 2. I think Erdegaard's got better minutes, but then he doesn't have pens. That's a tough one. The pressure's on as well. He's doing really, really well this season. Trust your gut on that one, I think. But Erdgaard could be a nice differential for you if you are mixing it right up the top there, trying to keep the teams different. JM United, Virgil van Dijk out for Dalot or Saliba. I like Dalot because he'd started like 17 consecutive matches now, I think it was. Now, I know United aren't that reliable for clean sheets, especially the way Onana's playing. But I do think he's better at getting like the tackle points, the attacking returns than Saliba, the bonus probably as well. But I just think Saliba, I can see clean sheets in this next 2 weeks. Bar the Real Madrid game, I think there are clean sheets to be had. I like Saliba personally a little bit more. Then Palmer out for Rashford. Palmer out. Oh, Palmer or Rashford out for Isak. I think Rashford, if I had to choose. Sean Smith is going for Rodgers' captaincy. Drizzle, anyone know if Rice is still injured? Arteta said he's fine. Arteta said he was fine yesterday. So whether or not he plays in the Brentford game, maybe he's earned himself a rest with those banging free kicks. But it looked like just a knock. They zoomed in and he had just a bit of blood just above his ankle. So I think he'd just been chopped a little bit, probably a little bit swollen or something. I think he's fine. John Seymour, tempted for Marmoush / Salah out for Watkins / Isak. I'd prioritise Isak over Watkins, personally. You can see how many people are captaining Isak this game week. So, yeah. I think I'd prefer Isak out of the two there. Vardiol / Alisson as single game week players. Alisson's been cleared now, isn't he, as well? So Alisson is definitely, well, I'm not going to say anything's definite now with him, but he is past the concussion protocol apparently after 23 days, I think it will be once he plays. So I don't think it's a problem keeping hold of him or Vardiol. I'd be a bit concerned about Cucurella though. Benched in both games, which was a bit strange. So maybe move Cucurella on. I think we've mentioned a few good options in like Saliba, Dalot there. I think a bit more reliable. Morning, Gary. Demetrius is captain in Salah. Jacob Murphy or Declan Rice for Semenyo. Oh, I don't know, late. I'm saying it right though, late. I was calling you Lee last time. Late, like Leighton Baines. Jacob Murphy or Declan Rice. It's got to be Declan Rice, isn't it? He's going to stick another one top bins against Real Madrid in the second leg. I'd go Declan Rice. You get the back-to-back doubles, and I think he's a decent longer-term hold, I think. Whereas Jacob Murphy, you probably want him for this week, and then you want to move him on. Morning, Patrick. Morning, Brett as well. Sean Smith, Raya Porro, Vardiol, Eze Rogers, Bruno, Asensio, Salah. There's no questions, just your team. Oh, there you go, down below. Thinking of Munoz and Asensio out for James and Isak. Nah, not Munoz out for James. Isak, I'd rather Isak than Asensio, but I wouldn't take Asensio out either. I wouldn't take Munoz out. I know you're looking at his fixtures as being quite tough this week, but I wouldn't take out Munoz. Morning, Joe. Morning, Jim. Matt Brooks, Palmer or Murphy? I still think Palmer with just the one than Murphy. We've got a few Newcastle listeners and Newcastle fans in the Discord who probably disagree, but I'd still think I'd rather Palmer than Murphy. Despite him looking pretty good last week. No more multiple injuries, Steve. Yeah. I finally got rid of my flagged players. I think I dropped about 15 places last week, and pretty much all my team done well apart from the two players that were flagged. Alisson didn't play. Gabriel didn't play, but I had no choice because I had Cliver and Haaland both injured as well to remove. So been a tough time for injuries. Oh, hello. We might have a guest here. He's got a mic as
Testing.
well. There we go.
One second.
That's all right.
There we go.
All good?
All good, mate. Good afternoon. Bit late, but better late than never.
Laying.
Yeah, I've been ill all week since that heavy
Oh.
one.
Oh, is
I've
that
come down with.
the meetup taking its toll on you?
Yeah, I think it just lowered my immune system and left me susceptible to a spring bug.
Too
So
many
yeah,
late nights,
mind
mate.
the nasally speech.
um, let's have a quick recap of where we're at. So the captaincy poll, he's done. 85% Isak. You going for a differential captain this week? Or are you going Isak?
Um, I really don't know what I'm doing at the minute. I have chopped and changed it about 3 times. I had Isak in my team. I'm now currently not got him in my team. I'm looking at Watkins. Um, and if I do put Watkins in, I will be captaining Watkins. I just think
Captain Watkins.
I think he's got to start Southampton. Unless there's something gone on, like has he agreed a move to Arsenal? Is there something behind the scenes that I can't see? Why would you shift Watkins out of favour for a loan player?
I think it was maybe injury fitness related because he missed international break, didn't he? I think he miss a game right before international break, then missed international break with like a knock. I think he went
Yeah,
down. Might have been in the Bruges game, one of the two. But then ever since that time, he never really fully come back into the team. And I wonder, Rashford started doing a little bit well. He had a knock. I wonder if they just sort of tried to play the informed player a little bit, get him ready for Europe. But like you said, I think he'll start Southampton if they're going for it against PSG.
they've got to go for it, haven't they?
Then maybe it's Watkins and Rashford. You got to get your goal scorers in, haven't you? If you're two goals down.
Yeah, I think even like at half time, say I don't know, say they were 1-0 up or it was 0-0, whatever situation they're in. I think that at some point they have to put all their attacking players on that pitch. So I
Yeah,
think he probably got 90 and a 45 or
yeah.
70, 80 today in Southampton game. So that's why I'm swaying a little bit Watkins. Obviously, then next week he's still got a double.
Mm.
Um, so that is putting Watkins ahead of Isak for me. Who I'm taking out, I don't know. Salah, Saka, Odegaard. I think Odegaard's probably got to go. I'd possibly keep Mamouche because he's a differential and he's got a double next week.
Yeah, he's in good
But
form, Mamush.
it's one
So
of them. If I wanted 11 doublers, I'd be going Salah out and either Mamouche or Gvardiol. But then I've got to keep Odegaard and Saka. And I don't think Saka gets Everton, does he? It's a pointless game.
Brentford. So
Sorry,
yeah.
bloody
It's
Brentford, yeah.
the same scenario though as Everton. Yeah,
Yeah, I just don't think he gets it. So
I
I
think we've
think
got to
they're
keep players fresh.
I think Saka and Odegaard will get Real Madrid versus Salah and say Mamouche, who got West Ham and Crystal Palace. I just think I'd rather keep the singlers.
The double the week after.
Yeah, so it seems a little bit of madness, maybe taking out a couple of Arsenal players, but I just think because they're dead rubbers now in the league. What is the point in risking, especially Saka coming back from injury? Odegaard obviously plays a lot of minutes, so yeah, that's where I'm at the minute. What time are we on? 10:31.
You got time.
I like Watkins. I do like obviously Isak's a quality option. I could just put Isak in and then jump back off him next week.
That's the worry in it. Like 90% of the chat. Let's say he's the most transferred in. 90% of the chat are saying they're captaining him as well. So it's like
Yeah,
double. We're going to set up a new poll instead of the captaincy. So people are, I think the biggest dilemma are who are people selling for Isak this week.
yeah,
I think, should we go Palmer,
yeah. I
Saka,
think he's.
Rashford and Salah?
Yeah, I think they're probably the common four, aren't they?
I think that probably puts the the spread there. I'll do that. Right,
So I think with Villa, if that score had stayed 2-1, I think Villa assets were a little bit of a bit more of a risk in the Southampton game. But it's still a big game for Villa. They need to be winning. They still need to get that position in Premier League. So
yeah, top 5 get it as well now.
yeah, so it's something to go for. And being 3-1 down, I know they're at home. It's a big ask. They're a good side, aren't they? PSG. It's still a big ask. I'm not saying they can't do it, but I think that game against Southampton becomes a little bit more important. So yeah, I could probably just, I don't know. I think the assets are a little less risky. I fancy Watkins.
Yeah, no, I think that makes sense. I think Watkins will start. I think most of the predicted lineups have got him to start. Most of the lineups I've seen have got Watkins, Marlon, Asensio, and then the debate seems to be around the other attacking spot, whether Rodgers is just going to play like he always does.
Yeah.
Whether Rashford goes out on the wing or maybe Ramsey, possibly. Even Bailey are off being ready as well. They've got such a strong squad now. Right, let's jump on a few more questions. Do you like Mateta as a punt this week?
Yeah, I don't mind it.
Got his first goal since
Crystal
his
Palace
head injury.
Look, they got 2 tough games, haven't they, away from home? But the thing is that sometimes it plays into their hands because they've got some pace in that side, pace and quality to play on counter. So like whether likes of Saar and Eze pulling the strings, obviously they've got a top lad there, Adam Wharton. Used to play for Blackburn Rovers.
Was waiting for
born and bred. But yeah, Pep's been bigging him up this week. I think we sold him a year too early. We could be looking at getting 100 million for that lad now. He's top drawer. They've got a good chance. I give them a chance in both them games. I know, obviously, there's a lot riding on it for these teams. These teams chasing Champions Leagues, these Champions League spaces. It's good that there's still a lot going on because usually you get quite a few dead rubbers going towards the last few games. But yeah,
top and bottom's like dead on the league, isn't it? But that European battle is pretty good still.
Yeah.
I like it as well, where Eddie Nketiah's banned for the first game. Mateta had been getting like 60, 70 minutes since his head injury, but he should get near to 90, you'd think, in that first one, and then maybe about 60, 70 again in the second.
Yeah.
Someone asked in the chat, is that beer or is it a Monster?
Oh, it's a Monster. That's not a beer yet.
They're getting concerned. Well, I tell you what, getting concerned about you, mate.
I've got a baby gender reveal today. It's a garden party because the weather is going to be beautiful. I got the garden ready all this week, even while ill, making sure the garden were done. That's why I've been sleeping a lot. So garden's ready for a party. So yeah, I think 12 bells it starts.
Thrilling stuff, mate.
I'm just having the garden party, mate. Forget about the gender reveal.
Right. Livramento or Trippier? I think we've done that one already. No, we've done that one, Steve. We've done that one. Gabriel, who would you replace Gabriel with, Trippier or Saliba? I tell you now, I think I'm going Saliba in my own team.
Yeah, I probably agree with that.
I do like Trippier, but you just get the back-to-back doubles out of Arsenal.
Yeah.
Drizzle, not a question, just Palmer's rubbish.
Just an observation there.
How close is Maresca, by the way, to being on your list of like terrorist managers?
Oh, he's done for. I mean, I think I tipped the differential the last week with Jackson. Just the lineups are just strange. They're just so strange. He needs to just, if you want a bit of consistency out of your team and you want to push on, he needs to pick at least a core 8 players, 9 players You know what I mean? There's no wrong with rotating a couple of positions for fitness and stuff, but you've got to give your team chance to settle. You can't.
Yeah.
When he came in, did he not? It was him who complained about having 40 odd players to work with. I want to work with a core 23 or whatever he said. But
Yeah,
it's all right
something
working with a
like
core 23. You can't just be having a different 11 each week. Just go and win the competition. Put your proper team out and win the competition. I can't be doing with him. So
yeah, I mean, he got the result, but like, yeah, I just didn't. The Palmer thing was just weird this week, wasn't it? Like, benched for Brentford. Why is he benched? Was he benched because he was rested for Europe? No, I'm not resting him for Europe. It was an intense game the game before. Then Europe comes,
yeah,
45 minutes. You know,
yeah, it's just strange. If you're playing him, just let him have 70, 80.
yeah. And it doesn't
Yeah,
look like he's struggling with anything, does it? But no.
well, he's struggling for form. We know that.
Yeah, but how do you get that form? Like,
Yeah,
he'd
you
have
don't.
got that form by staying on and smashing in a couple against Legia Warsaw in the second
Well,
half. They got a penalty
yeah,
straight
taking a
after.
penalty. Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. It's sod's law in it. He's got to give him the time. He carried that team last year. The least he deserves is through his bad spell. He's just let him find his feet again. He's still the best player in that side,
I don't know,
even though
mate.
Palmer is. Even though his form is rubbish, it is. But he's not rubbish. Top
One
the
and a
road.
half season wonder, I reckon. Jen, she's got Gabby and Aina flagged. Would you deal with Saliba? Saliba in, sorry, and play Saka's 12th man. Rest of the team, Munoz, Bruno, Palmer, Saka, Eze, Asensio, Salah, Mateta. We'll transfer out Palmer to Isak. Yeah, well, that's interesting, actually. Because you can 12th man in Isak, but obviously the downside is you can't cap him. But then you get an
Yeah,
extra player, because otherwise you'd be carrying an injury as well, wouldn't you?
yeah,
Oh, I think I would 12th man Isak in that scenario, rather
yeah.
than
If you
play with
12
a
man him,
blank.
who would you captain out of them? That's a
I'd,
tough one.
I'd cap
Bruno's
Eze.
probably the safe one.
Eze or Bruno, I think.
Yeah, I think I'd do that. I'd deal with the injury and play Saka's 12th man. Because
Yeah. No,
even if I brought him in, I don't know. I would have captained him. He's too popular for me. It's too
what, Isak?
popular. I need to do something a little bit different. Yeah. It
Yeah, at least by
depends as
having
well
him
where
in
you
as your
are.
12th, you're offsetting half the points at least, aren't you? Like covering yourself a
Yeah.
bit. No, I'd do
But you
that.
kind of be
Normally, I
hoping he
was
blanks.
I was saying like a little while ago, when because I was carrying injuries, I was like, it's not the worst thing to have an injured keeper, or it's not the worst thing to have an injured defender. And
Yeah.
then I was looking at my team last week, and I was about 10 points off of maintaining rank, and I had 2 injured players. And I was looking at everyone else's team, and Raya got 13 points. Martinez done all right, got 7 or 8. Like
Yeah.
that missing couple of players was the difference for me. So replace the injured players, I think. Do
Yeah.
the 12th. Morning, Amelia. Henderson to Raya / Martinez, or Virgil van Dijk to Livramento / Saliba. Henderson doubles this week, doesn't he?
Yeah, he does, yeah. He doubles next week as well, doesn't he? 2 doubles now.
Yeah. Yeah, do the Virgil van Dijk to Saliba one, I think, instead.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I'd do
Yeah, I
that.
agree with that.
I think Henderson still could get plenty of saves. I don't know if they're really the best clean sheet fixtures, but cover the Arsenal clean sheet with Saliba.
Yeah, because I mean, you could switch Henderson and go to Martinez or Ryan. They get nothing as well.
We've
I
seen
just
it.
leave Henderson.
We've seen it like Martinez against PSG, like racking up like 8 saves and stuff like that. Like
Yeah.
could be a game like that for Henderson.
Well, Martinez against Bayern Munich, clean sheet.
Yeah,
You know, like he just popped up with one of them. You never
yeah.
know. Henderson might get back-to-back clean sheets.
Sometimes them bigger games, like they
Mm.
park it a bit more, don't they? Take less
Yeah.
risks. Saka out for Isak. Just revert to the poll, I reckon now.
Yeah.
How are we looking on the poll? No. So who would you sell for Isak? The poll is saying 41% would sell Rashford, 33 would sell Palmer, and 11 will sell Saka. Salah 15% as well. So no, most people keeping hold of Saka, it looks like. Jack,
Me.
thinking Erdegaard to Isak, Vardiol to Saliba. I think Isak outscores Erdegaard.
Yep, definitely. I'm keeping Vardiol because of the double next week. He survived. But yeah, back-to-back doubles for Saliba. If he plays.
Yeah, I like that. Callum, would you take Palmer or Son out this week for Saka? Because of the fixed run for Saka. See, I wouldn't take Saka out if you had him. But if you haven't got him now, I'd wait till next week. I think.
Yeah, I think that. See, I'm taking him out, but I wouldn't take out one of them doublers for Saka because I think he'll only play Madrid, and I do think it'll be a little bit of a back to the wall performance over in Madrid. I do think Arsenal will get through,
Park the bus.
I think sensibly they've got to stack it and try and keep it tight and just frustrate Madrid, and then maybe start to come out a little bit and hit them on break as they get frustrated. So I can't see many points for Saka this week. But then obviously you've got Palmer, who's got Ipswich, and potentially, I know everyone's frustrated with Maresca and stuff, but taking him out when he's got a Ipswich and Legia Warsaw double is risky. Yeah. And same with Son, he's been crap all season, but they've still got a double fixture this week. He's probably going to play. So I probably won't make the move, not this week.
So I don't know if we did. I'm not sure if we've taken this one. Sorry, I don't think I saw that, Adam. Super chat from Adam. Have we read this one? I don't think we have.
I haven't seen it, mate.
Sorry, mate. Super chat from Adam. Yeah, it normally flags up on the screen. Sorry, we didn't see that one.
Yeah.
So Henderson, Munoz, Kirkes, Dalot, Saka, Asensio, Bruno, Palmer, Son, Isak, Cap, Salah. Anyone you'd change? 137th in the world. Oh, he's right behind me. Sorry, mate. Can't tell you. Henderson, Munoz, Kirkes. Kirkes stands out there, doesn't he? As just having the single.
Yeah. Get back-to-back doubler in.
Isak, Cap is fine. I think Salah you want. Son is a strange one. I saw this stat that he scored 1 goal in his last 17 games for club and country. Yeah. And that was a pen as well. But yeah, I don't think you have to take him out or nothing. So Dello, you got no Arsenal cover at the back there. And I think they're good for the next probably 2 weeks. You could do Kirkes to Saliba if you can afford that one. I don't mind Henderson, but double Palace defence is not as good. So you could possibly replace Henderson with Raya as well, go double Arsenal. But again, I don't think it's terrible. I don't think anyone really is that missing there.
Watkins.
Would you do a
Son?
Would you do Son to Watkins this week?
Yeah, looking at the side. Obviously, Kirkes stands out as a singler. I'd probably just leave the rest. But Son, he's stinking the place out. In that position, 137th, I'd go for Watkins against Southampton today. I think, I wouldn't want to miss that one. I think Watkins could do well this week. I know we've been there before as well with Watkins last season. I think we had a few captaincy fails on him, but yeah, Son to Watkins and Kirkes to Saliba. Don't mind that.
Yeah, Kirkes.
And cheers to the super chat as well, Adam. And fair play, great rank.
Yeah, I think him I think Watkins or Mateta look all right, but then do you want 3 Palace if you're already on Henderson, Munoz? So yeah, Kirkus to Saliba, and then I don't mind taking the punt on Watkins personally.
Yeah,
I wouldn't be surprised if Ange rotates. I know they didn't for the last one, but now it's 1-1. It's quite a tight game. It's away from home next.
yeah.
Another super chat come in from Art McGee. Got Mamouche, Saka, Palmer, Asensio, and Salah. Not sure who to take out for Isak. That's even harder. That's harder than the one I had. So
See, I would do Saka.
You'd take Saka out in that scenario.
Yeah, only because he might play Brentford, but I don't think he does. My head tells me he doesn't. And then he's got one of the toughest games. Take Saka's Brentford game away, and then compare the fixtures. So you got Salah just signed a new contract. He's got West Ham. He won't any great shakes. You can see him getting a couple, can't you? And kissing badge and all that stuff. Palmer potential double fixture against Ipswich. Marmouche, he's just leading the attack for City, so he's always he's going to get chances to score. Just out of those, I'd do Saka to Isak.
And yeah, I don't mind that. And then next week, Saka back in for Palmer, Fulham away single, because you're going to want Salah for Leicester still. You want Marmouche for his double, Asensio's double. Yeah, I don't mind if that's your route. I think my route's going to be Rashford for a similar reason. I'm not sure he's going to get the better fixture of the two. So I'll agree with that. I don't mind that. As long as your defense is not a shit show, and I think the rest of your team's all right. Right. Covered enough of Palmer. You give your opinion on Reece James, because I gave mine earlier.
You just can't trust him, can you?
Nah.
Honestly, back a few years ago, he were top drawer. So dangerous. Great attacking fullback. Great on this game. Scored points for fun. Great attacking returns. But again, not only is it Maresca's rotation, but is he ever fit? I just don't know him anymore. I don't know who he is. It's a strange one, Reece James. Really strange.
That's pure Maresca right there. Back-to-back starts for Reece James. But Palmer can't string a run together.
Yeah. Reece James is only ever 12 seconds away from pulling up with an injury. It's a risky one, that.
Yeah.
Even when you look at it and you go, right, well, he's got a couple of starts. You put him in for a double, he probably won't play any minutes.
I don't mind if you do want to punt it, but he's done really well this week, not so well the week after. Are you just chasing the missed points? Yeah. If you get Ipswich, then it could be nice, but yeah, I just don't trust him. I've been stung, so it's one of them, and you only. Maybe you've got to experience it for yourself if you've never owned him on a fantasy. Sometimes it's one of them you can't until you've had it.
Yeah.
Right, make sure you've locked in your teams, guys. 9 minutes left to go.
Palace have got a really good record against City, haven't they? They scored 2 goals against City in 4 of the last 5 games.
A bit of a bogey team. I just always remember that Townsend goal. I can't ever shake that one.
Yeah, that is the one. Mateta scored against him the game before last.
Whoa.
And the game before that, she's got 2 in 3 against him, Mateta. If anyone wants to punt on that. But Munoz got one as well in the last game. 2-2 draw.
Drizzle's not captain in Isak. Haven't even got him in his team. Oof.
Yeah, so that's the way I'm going. I'm going against the grain.
Is Saka still injured? I tell you what, so Arteta said that Saka's fine. But I think it was a guy called Benji commented it, saying everyone's just accepted that Saka's fine. Arteta's saying Saka's fine. We know he's got previous. If he was injured,
it's true.
He could sit him on the bench for Brentford, couldn't he? And then say, "Oh, we didn't need him," or "We rested him," and then he could not
Yeah.
show up. Like, you're not showing your hand to Real Madrid, are you? If he actually did have something,
No.
but I do trust him. I do think that Saka is okay. But yeah, I wouldn't put it past him. Is all I'm saying. Who do you think scores more, Palmer or Asensio this week?
Ooh. Go on. I'm going to go with Cole Palmer. I think he's going to redeem himself. I think he's going to hurt the people that transfer him out.
We'll end that poll. 7 minutes to go. We'll end the poll. Who would you sell for Isak? 44% say Rashford, 30% say Palmer, 15 with Salah, and 9 Saka. So it looks like the bulk are going to keep hold of Saka.
I think I'm done.
Yeah, you're locking in your team, yeah?
Yeah, I'm just sorting it. Confirm captain.
Cheers,
yeah.
AXHD for the super chat. Is goal bonus good this week? As it's the last double. It's not the last double. Like there's a double next week, but just the team, the pool of teams is going to become smaller and smaller because teams are going to get eliminated from Europe, aren't they?
Yeah.
Don't think there's any double Prem ones unless there's rearranged fixtures because of clashes, but I think there will be. What is it when the cup final gets announced? I think game week 36. There could be some possible rearrangements.
Leaving it till the end there, though, aren't you? I think, like you say, this week you're looking at the teams and the teams that have got the doubles. I think you've probably got within your team 8 doublers, I'd guess, at an average for people, and you could probably up that to 10, 11 maybe, and then put your goal bonus on this week. I think as you get any further down the line, you're going to be looking at like 4 or 5 doublers each time.
And you've got solid captaincy choices. You've got a Southampton fixture if you've got Villa. You've got your Ipswich fixture for Chelsea. There's a lot. There's a lot we like there. So I would just play it if I had it left. Thank you. And Philip, Salah to Jackson, worth a punt. You're the Jackson man. What do you think?
I wanted to do it, honestly. But it's frustrated me last week. I wanted Jackson in last week with formation where the formation was, though I couldn't do it. And I'm a little bit the same this week because I'm keeping Salah and Marmoush. I only have that one spot, and that's where the Isak, Watkins, and all that comes into it. So I'm going Watkins, and I'm captaining Watkins. So, but I don't mind Salah to Jackson. That it's just you got to trust Maresca.
I don't like trusting him. 45 minutes and a did not play last week.
Yeah, it's not good. No. It's not good.
It's Salah, innit? It's Salah. He might have been off it for a couple of weeks, but how long's that staying?
Not now. Not now he's got his contract.
Unless he gets his new contract and turns into post new contract Aubameyang, where he just stuck his feet up and
that was horrendous.
Didn't bother after that. Right, 4 minutes to go. Mateta or Rodgers? Quick fire.
Mateta.
Yeah, I'd go Mateta. I think he starts both. Nobbles. I'm to Dream Team what Gary Neville is to the Premier League. Roll on next year. All in on Isak this week. Captain on Dream Team. Triple captain on FPL. Only option, surely. Yeah, I think the captaincy poll says similar. Well, not if you're going differential.
Yeah.
I'll try and pick out some quick fire ones. We've got 3 minutes. Lock in your teams, guys. Don't get carried away and forget.
Yeah.
Will Saka even be on the bench for Brentford? I think he will. I think we'll bench him.
I think you got to take him down there, haven't you? You
max cap?
Squad.
If you've got good options, would you play your max cap? I think I still would.
I don't mind that. Yeah. You've got, like you say, you've got likes of Watkins, Isak, alt midfield options that got doubles this week. Yeah, it's a good week to do it.
I know it'd be annoying if it did end up on Isak when everyone's captaining Isak, but if everyone's on Isak and then someone else goes off and then you get them, that could be a really nice swing. So I think, again, if you've got it, I can go for it. Cameron, my little brother, is in 4th place in our league, £50 prize for 4th. Please tell him to keep on top of his transfers. I just had to ring him 4 minutes to go. Come on, mate.
2 minutes to go now.
Come on, Cameron's brother. Get on it, mate.
Sort yourself out, son.
Sort it out. There was another one, actually. I was going to shout someone out. Where is it? 2 minutes to go. I'll do it after we pass the deadline because it wasn't a question. 12th man Asensio, even though I only played one.
I don't mind it. But you want to play both.
I'd wait. I think there's a few next week that look all right. Whether it's a Marmouche or if you need to get Saka in via that way, I think I'd wait.
Yeah, I don't think he's going to gain you anything, is he, as a 12th man? Because he's very, very well owned.
Yeah, sorry if we've not managed to get to you in the questions. There's just loads. 1 minute to go. We won't do any more because you won't have time to lock them in. So what are you doing, Tone?
So I have done a little bit different. Saka and Odegaard out. Watkins and Jacob Murphy in.
Saka, Odegaard, Jacob Murphy, Watkins.
Yeah.
Captain Watkins.
Captain Watkins. The Murphy one is, I can't have Isak and Watkins. I prefer Watkins because he is the differential. So it makes my mind up. Because of my formation, I don't want to take out Salah and Mamouche. Mm-hmm. So it gives me, I have to have a midfielder. It was between Murphy and Sarr because when I'm looking at like the likes of Asensio, Tielemans, Rodgers, one, don't know how many minutes they're going to get. But two, they're so highly owned. It's not going to do me any good. It's literally going to help me hold position, but I don't want to hold position. I took up a little bit last week, maybe a bit touch.
It's really hard to chase, isn't it?
Yeah, I went up 100 places. I'm at 976 now. Like I say, I'm taking punts every week, trying my best just to cut that possibly in half.
You need Cunha back, don't you?
I know.
He was your boy.
I know. I brought him into one of my fan teams because he is available this week, isn't he? I think he's back available.
Although, is it Vitor Pereira? Is he the Wolves manager? I think he basically said he's not going to make any changes. He's going to reward the team that done well last week.
Yeah.
So he's going to have to make his way back in. Oh,
I think I did him with the safety net. So then if Cunha doesn't start, I get Larson.
Yeah.
So I don't mind that. Right. That's fine.
I found it. I was going to shout out. Here you go, Andy Bardsley. So he said, Scotty, how about that shout out for his team? One messy situation. He caught me up. I can't remember what rank he was. But he said he was going to catch. His aim was to catch me up, and he's finally overtaken me this week. He's 120. He's 125th, and I think I'm 128th now. So here's your shout out, mate. He's 74th in the. I think that's in the second chance league, and 125th in the overall. So well played. He's gone Jackson in. So enjoy it while it lasts, mate. Because with Jackson in, you're going straight back down. Nah, well played, mate. Well played. I did. I had a hard choice who to take out for Isak. I really wanted Isak for this game week. For me, it was. I started the week thinking it was between. Well, we spoke on the pod, didn't we? And and everyone was talking about taking Salah out, but I just couldn't do it. And then I started to move towards Palmer after the crap in midweek. Yeah. But in the end, I decided to take Rashford out. I know he has got 2 fixtures. Like that is a typical like four fixtures versus 2 of Salah. But I think Salah's 2 fixtures being West Ham and Leicester, and then Rashford not guaranteed Southampton. I think swung it for me. So I've taken out Rashford for Isak, captained Isak, and then I finally got rid of the injured Gabriel for Saliba. Would have rather Timber, but I think Saliba starts both.
Yeah, that's the one. Got to go for fixtures.
So that's me.
It's been emotional. City Palace first up, 12:30.
Yep, didn't really get any leaks. There was a
no.
I see one page posting leaks, but I don't recognise them. It's not one that's on my list. They didn't look very reliable, so didn't bother with that. The only one that's come out since is Foden, but I think we knew Foden was out anyway.
Yeah, I think today is like a big day, really, for a lot of teams, because you got the City, Palace, you've got quite a few assets, and you got Villa. The lineup's pretty important for that game for a lot of people who've got the Villa assets. Rodgers, Tielemans, Asensio, Rashford, Watkins. That's a massive one. And obviously Arsenal and Saka. Saka, Saliba, Timber, Odegaard, players like that. It's usually on Saturday it's a little bit of a damp one, isn't it? But it's quite a good one today.
Hopefully it's a better weekend of football, because I don't know if it's just because
I don't even remember the last week. I don't remember last weekend's football.
Well, that's what I don't know. I don't know if it's because we were so pissed on the meetup watching the games, or because it was just a terrible week of football. But the games felt terrible, to be honest. I don't really remember.
Flat,
I don't remember much about them, to be honest. But I must admit, I was driving home after the meetup, and then everyone was talking on TalkSport about, is this the worst period for football? Is this the worst ever season? And I thought, it can't just be me. It can't have just been the beer.
Yeah, it's not the beer.
No, it's not the beer. If Gary Neville's saying it as well.
Yeah.
Right. Well, enjoy
I'll have to shoot and get the house ready.
I was going to, one last quick one. Gender reveal. What's it going to be?
It's going to be a girl, mate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Get change your shirt then. You can't go wearing blue. Get your pink shirt on.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
Spoiler. Well, we'll see if you're correct on the pod. If you've enjoyed it, drop a like, subscribe if you're not already, and if you want to become a channel member, you can hit join on YouTube or patreon.com/Dream Team Tonic. Bye bye.
Cheers, everyone. Thank you very much.